Welcome back, gamers! Today we have another episode. We are back.
We are.
Fun fact, we're back from Kazakhstan.
Whoa.
And this episode, we're going to be talking about our trip.
Our experiences, the food, everything.
Yes. Hit the intro. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be talking about our experience from our mission trip at Kazakhstan.
That's right. I personally had a fantastic time. This was your first mission trip, right?
Yes, it was.
Wow. All right, so that's exciting. I've been going to Kazakhstan every summer for a while now, since 2015. Yeah, so I've been going for a long time.
Dude, that's 9 years.
9 years. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And our church has been going for the past 15 years.
Yeah, we have. It's been a long time. We've created some cool relationships, and it's been really cool to have you there because, like, you're a friend, and I have a whole lot of friends over there, and it's like two worlds colliding.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let me give some of the background of, why we go over there, and then we could talk about our time.
Please do.
Right on. So let's see. We have been, as a church, we've sent a team over to Kazakhstan for the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go on the first trip, but I've gone on every trip since. And for the first 2 or 3 years, we visited this orphanage. And it's this couple. And if I'm not mistaken, they have one biological child, and they have adopted over 55 children.
That is insane.
Over 55 children. Now, we got in touch with them because years back, unfortunately, they had a house fire. They didn't have any smoke detectors. And, thank the Lord, there were only one person was hurt, but they got to the hospital in time, and now they're fine. But we've been going over there since, just to be with them, create relationships, and they've asked us to come back ever since. Sometimes we've run like a little English program because we speak English. So just like playing games, doing crafts, stuff for kids, and it's great.
Yeah, and the connections is something I want to touch base a little bit farther down the line, but something that was really impressive for me was that it's so interesting that I was able to make connections with people over there, even though there was a language barrier, and maybe there was only like one word we could say between each other, and there were still relationships being built. It was connections being built over barriers that normally don't allow connections to be built.
Yeah. I mean, besides language, there's culture, there's so many difficulties, but through the power of God, we were really able to create connections.
Yes.
Then we also got kind of partnered up a little bit with a church, and they wanted us to come and help with their summer camps. Most recently this year, we've done an English camp for the same church. So we've been doing it for a while now. And the first year, it was for kids, like middle and high school age, I believe. Yeah. There were about 80 kids, which was awesome. And every year, it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And last year, they actually needed to do 2 weeks of camps because they had so many kids. So, yeah, we've partnered with a lot of people over there, just, as we said, creating relationships, getting to know them, praying for each other, helping each other out in times of need, and it's been amazing. So this was your first trip,
Yeah.
and I want to kind of hear your perspective of maybe like a little bit before you left. You know, what were you feeling? What were you going through? And then as soon as you got to Kazakhstan, you know, maybe a little bit of culture shock.
Yeah.
What happened?
And as I go through it, I really want to compare also what your experience has been, because I also like this trip, everything that I experienced, that's what the whole trip for Kazakhstan means for me. But
Mhm.
for you, there's been some changes throughout the trips that the previous teams have gone that I want to like compare to like how this trip was,
Mhm.
because that's the perspective that I don't have.
Yeah.
But honestly, coming up to the trip, it was a decision. It was a hard decision to make. From one side, my heart was there that I really wanted to go, but financially, it's a little bit hard to like decide to just take a trip to Asia, um, and kind of budget for it.
Mhm.
So that was kind of like the limbo that I was at, trying to follow my heart, follow where I thought Jesus was taking me, and having that faith that Jesus was going to provide for it, because it's a little hard. It's a little nerve wracking taking that decision.
Mhm.
I don't know how it has been for you, but like it genuinely is a nerve wracking decision.
Yeah, it is. the The first time I went, I had a summer job, and I was able to pay for it on my own. Now, my dad suggested that I did some fundraising. So my version of fundraising was send a letter to like 15 people and ask for support. And I think I got less than $100 because it was like, oh, hi, I'm so excited to go. Here's the reasons I want to go. If you feel led, please send money. There wasn't like any face-to-face meetings or getting to know people. It was just like that.
There
Now,
was an intentionality behind it.
yeah, no, but also I was 15, so you know, it was like, you know, I would have rather just pay for it because I was able to. Um, so I never really had like that nervous,
Mm-hmm.
just because I was blessed enough to be able to pay for it.
Yeah, the fundraising was an interesting journey. That's where this trip begins for me. The journey for fundraising, talking to these amazing people at our church that have a heart willing to help, was also a great experience for me. It also helped me grow as a person, and like s- that was the point where was starting to get built by this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it just there's so many kind hearts at our church that are willing to serve God, and they're willing to help people serve God.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm excited that I'm back. I'm excited to go back to each one of them and just sit down and have a conversation and reminisce from this trip, and trying to explain to them what this trip meant for me.
Yeah, that's always the coolest thing is to go back and say, hey, you helped me get there. This is your return.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at all that God was able to do through me and through your donations. So that's always a really cool thing. And I'm a local missionary, so I've had to fundraise all of my support. So I get that on a huge scale now, and I'm blessed to be able to do that all the time. Constantly meeting with people, who support me in so many ways and say, yeah, your support is doing something. So that's pretty cool. So you had getting support. Obviously, that can be a challenge, a little bit nerve wracking. What came next?
Well, finally, I was able to fundraise the whole amount. I was really excited about it because it took away the nerves, and it was like an exchange, nerves to excitement,
Mm.
because it was to the point where I was fully ready to go, and there was nothing kind of like stopping me from going.
Mm-hmm.
I was fully locked in, and honestly, it was an awesome feeling. And then the day came that we flew out, um, and it was great to be able to fly with friends from my church.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different experience as well. Um, that's a different experience on its own. I've always flown with my family. We've traveled. We've traveled a little, a decent bit, but it's different traveling with your family and then traveling with your church family.
Yeah.
It just there's a little bit more excitement there because it's people that you don't really get to spend that much time together, but all of a sudden you're spending all the time together.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get to know them so much better.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was able to cement my connections and my relations with every single one of the team members of this trip,
Mm-hmm.
specifically because we spent 2 weeks just living together, enjoying our company, and just getting to know each other in a deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we were the main reason of the trip was to go help, we also got to get to know each other in a deeper level, and that was also an awesome experience.
Yeah.
How's it been in your end that you've gone multiple times? How's it differentiate between my experience of getting to know this specific group of people and you going multiple times and getting to know different groups of people?
I think now I kind of know what I'm getting into. Um, Being that I know that once we get a group of people that say, yeah, we're going, I know that I'm going to get to know them so much better. And through the years, there have been people that maybe they've moved on or, I don't see them as much. And then they come back and I'm like, oh, we've been to Kazakhstan together. Like, that's such a cool thing. There's one guy that went and he's moved away from our church a while ago, but he's continued to go on these trips, and I only ever see him in Kazakhstan, which is pretty funny. But knowing what I'm getting into is pretty cool because I'm able to really let myself enjoy it to the fullest because I don't have nearly as many nerves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Interesting. It is definitely an awesome experience to be able to get to know people from a group of people from your church in a
Mhm.
deeper level, in a level that you wouldn't not necessarily do it, because it's really hard to like spend that much time together
Mm-hmm.
outside of this kind of trips. Uh, but following the trip, as soon as we got there, and we started just meeting people from Kazakhstan,
Mm-hmm.
it's so impressive the culture over there, how welcoming they are, how loving, and it just such a serving heart.
Yeah. Now it was a little weird seeing you come to Kazakhstan because I was already there when the rest of the team got there. So it was like what 4?
4 in the morning.
Yeah, 4 in the morning when you guys got to where we were staying. And I walked out and it's you and Austin and the rest of the team and it's like, whoa, you guys are here. Nice, right? But oh yeah, we you learned a little bit about Asian hospitality when
Yep.
you wanted a snack and they gave you
Oh, dude.
they gave you
Dude,
like a 5-course meal.
This is still one of my favorite memories of the trip. Is one memory that I will never forget. It was an hour before dinner, so I just wanted something to like bring me over to dinner and like kind of satisfy that hunger that I had. It was just a little snack that I wanted. Maybe like a ramen soup, like instant ramen soup, or like something small.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I wanted a snack, this Russian grandma just comes out with 5 different plates of food. But what I mean plates of food is like plates that are meant for
Family size
family-sized plates
servings.
of
Yeah.
servings for different styles of food.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not a snack. This is a dinner. And this is a huge dinner. And an hour later, she brought more food for dinner. Like, that wasn't the dinner that she was serving. Dinner comes up, and she brings out, like, 7 different plates of, like, family style, like, servings of different styles of food.
She's like, why are you not eating? You're like, bro, what?
I just had dinner. I wanted a snack, and I got 2 dinners.
But that food was made with love, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she was so excited and happy to be able to do that for us.
Yeah.
And that's just one person in Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that we met that, we're able to tell these amazing stories about. So we stayed for a night, and then we went to the camp.
Yeah.
And, what was it like getting to the camp for the first time and seeing all of these Kazakh kids? Was it a bit overwhelming? Or
It wasn't overwhelming. What it was is that I was kind of trying to relate all the details from your previous stories that you've told me before, and like your experiences from previous trips. I was trying to piece everything together as I was arriving. I was trying to like see like, oh, this is where this story happened. This is where this happened. This is this person. This is this person. Like, I was trying to piece everything together, but at the same time, I was intaking it on my own way, in my own personal way, trying to build my own stories. But it was really interesting. We arrived, and then we took 2 cars because the team didn't fit in one. We were taking taxis. It's interesting. Cossack driving is special. That's how much. That's the only way I'm gonna put it. Special. Scary special, but special.
Scary special. Yeah.
And as soon as we get there, there's just like 10 different kids coming out. I was like, I thought we were supposed to arrive earlier than the kids. And then you guys just tell me like, no, this is the family that is hosting the camp.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Literally, the family was half of the camp.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was so special. It was so special because it brought a different perspective to the kind of relations that we were able to build.
Yeah.
It was more of a family bonding and being able to get incorporated in their family for a weekend. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. Their church is a smaller church, which I love because everybody knows each other, and all of these things that they do has this family spin to it. Not because they're all actually family, but because they're all family. So, yeah, like it's really, it's heartwarming. It's loving. It's amazing. I love it.
It was definitely a little bit of an adjustment coming from my past as like I've been to like huge church in Guatemala. So coming from that to a smaller church, it was definitely a different experience. But it was a heartwarming experience that I didn't know I needed it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't experience different things before. I didn't have the perspective of what was like to be at a small church. And it's so beautiful to see God working in a different country with a different culture, different language, different everything.
Yeah.
But he's still working in the same amazing ways.
I think that has been my biggest takeaway every single time I've gone there It like going halfway across the world, different language, different culture, different food, different like their plugs are different. You know, their cars look different. But they serve the same God. And
Yes.
you can tell. You can tell that they have been redeemed. They are just overflowing with joy the same way we do because it's the same God.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same story for everybody. We're wretched sinners, but God.
And for us to be able to see them and their hearts to be able to be in such a way ready to serve at all costs
Mm-hmm.
and trying to make us feel welcome at every single moment, it was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane. Honestly, this has been an awesome trip, and it's a trip that I want to definitely go back to because
Mhm.
now I miss the people over there.
Yeah.
They become part of my life.
Yeah.
It went from being just a mission trip to just being like, oh, we're gonna go help, we're gonna go teach English, we're providing something for them to know. Now it's like relationships have been built,
Yeah.
family bonds have been tied, and now it's just I received more than I was expecting and more than I thought I was going to give. So it was impressive that I thought I was the purpose of me was that was going was like my purpose is to go gift to them
Mm-hmm.
something they don't have.
Yeah.
But I received more than I was thinking that I was going to give.
Yeah. Yeah. That's always, I think, with especially American churches, it's a slippery slope when you say, "Oh, I'm going over there to help them," or because they need help, and sometimes they might need help with something.
Yeah.
But when you go over there, you see just how much they have the Lord. It's the same amount that we do. So
Mhm.
I go over there not because I have any intention of, doing something for them. I get so much. Just walking into a church halfway across the world, seeing them praise the Lord and teach the word, it's amazing. It really
Yeah.
is amazing. So we did this English camp, and I think one of my favorite parts of the English camp is, we as Americans, we had how many meetings talking about this is the itinerary. We're gonna
Dude,
do
we had
this.
so many
We had that,
meetings.
and and we're like, yep. But my dad would always say, guys, no matter what, it's gonna change. And we're like, yeah, okay, cool. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. We're
Just
gonna
be
do this.
ready
And
because the possibility of changing is there.
that's right. And we get there, and by the time we get there, the itinerary had changed like 3 times, top to bottom, like 4.
No. The itinerary had gone out the window.
Yeah,
There was nothing left.
my bad. They had gone out the window 3 times. And it's like, all right, cool, we're chilling, right? We're just here to help. And my favorite part was we went to do game time, and they're like, yeah, we could just play volleyball for 2 hours. We're like, word, all right, bet. So we just played volleyball for 2 hours. I love it. It was just so welcoming and relaxed. Like we're just chilling.
Yeah,
Right?
we were meant to be going for building relations and teaching them English, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
The plan might have been different than what we expected or like what we have prepared, but the fundamentals of the plan were still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The execution was different, but the fundamentals were there.
That's right. That's right. Now, the camp was actually a small part of what we did this year, which is interesting because usually it's like a big part of it. But it was only a few days. So we did a whole bunch of other stuff. Like we visited that family that's adopted a whole bunch of kids, like I was talking about earlier. We visited.
In Issac, right?
Yep. We visited like some other churches, and it was amazing because everywhere we went, we were just welcomed. I'll tell you what was really eye-opening was last year. I went there for 3 months because I wanted to get better at Russian. I wanted to know the culture better. I didn't really get better at Russian, but my English got worse. So I don't know. But my Russian accent, fantastic. So, you tell me. But I went over to Bishkek. That's where I got this shirt, by the way. Bishkek. Whoa. And yeah, so I went over to Bishkek, and I had to stay the night there a few nights. And the guy I was with, he's like, "Oh yeah, I have a friend. They said that, we can stay with them." I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like your friend is just okay with hosting a guy he's never met from a completely different country, speaking a language he doesn't really speak at all for 3 days?" I'm like, "Yeah, you said you needed it, so that's what we're here for." Wow.
Their hearts are just ready to serve
At all times.
at all times. It doesn't matter who it is, what they need. They're always there. There's always somebody that's ready to serve,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's amazing.
Mhm.
That's something we all can learn from.
Now, we can't talk about Kazakhstan without talking about those mountains.
Yes.
All right. And if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see the mountains. If you're listening, you get to
Hear the mountains.
hear the mountains. If you quiet yourself enough, you can hear the mountains. Yeah, but I mean, they have these gorgeous, huge mountains,
They do.
and they're like right on the outside of the city.
Well, they're surrounding the city, kind of. Like
Yeah.
at all times, I kept just looking at different directions. Mountains.
Yeah.
Mountains.
And
Mountains.
at first, you think they're clouds. That's how high up they are. But they're not clouds.
No.
They're the snow on top of mountains
Yep.
in the middle of summer, 100 degrees. Crazy. The mountains are gorgeous.
Yeah.
So they took us to this valley where glacier water came down as a river,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to visit the Kazakh jacuzzi, as they call it.
Yes.
It
That was
is
definitely an experience.
The coldest water I have ever been in.
Like 10 seconds of being in the water and like your body's in actual pain.
Oh, dude, it
Of
takes
how cold it
it's
is.
like 3 seconds. But now you understand, because I've been saying for years, right? Like cold showers don't really bother me. I can get in cold water and it's not really that bad because I've been in the Kazakh jacuzzi and nothing is colder than that. And you're like, I don't understand. And then you got into it and you're like, whoa.
And something I won't forget is that you dare me to do a push-up contest
Correct.
in the Kazakh jacuzzi.
Correct.
And I won.
Oh, by far. And I knew you would.
Yes.
But I did that.
I couldn't let anybody win.
Correct. I did that because I got all the way in, but you didn't get all the way in.
No,
And
I did.
Well, for the push-ups, yes. But I'm saying
No. Before that, I
Nah,
did.
you weren't all the way in.
No, yes, I did.
No, you were not.
Yes, I did.
Okay, even if you were, which you weren't in there for a long
No, I
time.
was.
And I wanted you to get the full experience. So we did these push-ups. Man, the second your face gets under the water, it's like all the air in your lungs just is gone. So that was an experience right there. I felt like a new man every time we went down to go do push-ups. We'd stand up and be like, "Oh, where am I?" Oh.
Yeah, I definitely lost like a bunch of ideas in there. Dude, like my brain just kind of shrunk. My brain just shrunk, dude. The amount of cold water that like, dude, it just
it's painful cold.
yeah.
It's painful.
But I
it's a-
won.
You get out and you feel amazing.
The only thing I remember is winning, dude. That's all I remember.
And you won by a considerable amount.
Oh yeah, by
A lot. But
almost double over double the amount. Just a barely over double. Daniil did 23, I did 50 in total.
yeah, no, you did a lot. You did
Yeah.
a lot. I capped out at like 13. And I'm proud of that 13 because I didn't die. Because my mom said that if I die, she'll kill me. So, she
Yeah.
didn't say that actually. She'd never say that. But
She implied it.
She, man, yeah. Oh, and then we went up the mountain just a little bit.
Yeah, we did a
Um,
hike.
Yeah, there was no path though. We after about like half an hour of like scratching our legs on all these thorns, we're like, where's the path? And they're like, oh, I didn't know there was a path. I was just walking. So we did go up the mountains where there was some actual paths.
Kazakhs are built different, dude.
They really are, dude. They are built different. So we did that. Should we tell them about Tao Spa?
Dude, Tao Spa.
Tao Spa. All right, let me set the scene for you.
Please.
All right, this is it. It is a magical place in the mountains. There are 11 different saunas, I want to say, and a whole bunch of different pools. And the saunas range from like, a little hot to really, really hot.
Like burning your
Like
skin off
burning
hot.
your skin off hot. And there's saunas from different countries. So there's Japanese saunas, Scandinavian, German, Himalayan,
Turkish.
Russian, all these different saunas. And they've got, different aspects to them. So the Himalayan is covered with the Himalayan salt.
The
that
whole
one's
wall
not really
it's like the whole wall is covered with the pink salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like blocks of salt.
Yeah, that one's not too hot though. That was a good like relaxing one.
The wall was really hot. Like
It was, yeah. It was like a sauna in there.
know,
And
it also was salty.
it was very salty. Let's see. The Japanese one had a pool inside of the sauna.
Yeah.
So
So it's a steam room type sauna with cold, kind of like river made pool, because it has rocks. It's like fully rocks,
yeah,
like river rocks. It's
it
not
had like obsidian on the ceilings and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like river rocks, and like has a little bit of like moss
Mm-hmm.
to the rocks. So it's not like an actual built pool. It's kind of like a, I don't know, handmade pool from rocks. It's just different.
Yeah,
And
it was cool.
it is a cool experience to like half your body's hot from the steam
Mm-hmm.
and half your body's cold. It's definitely an interesting experience.
It was amazing.
And then the execution.
And then the execution. So the execution I learned about last year. I was with somebody and he was like, would you like to try the execution? And I'm like, probably not. But what is it? And he says that every hour a guy will ring a bell and he'll have a bucket of water and a bucket of ice. And people will jump into this super cold pool and then dart into this giant sauna.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll walk in, he'll lock the door, he'll start a sand timer for 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. He'll ask anybody if they have heart problems, and if everybody's good, he will just make the sauna hotter and hotter and hotter. And I looked at the thermometer, and the thermometer got up to 140 degrees Celsius, which is 285 degrees Fahrenheit. So that was a hot sauna.
Yeah. And then he waves a flag.
Yeah.
Just waving scorching hot air to your body.
If you were to blow on your hand just like that, it burns because of how hot it is. So he would take this giant flag and just whip it around, and it's like a fire tsunami. So people come in with towels, and they're like hiding behind their towels, and because you just don't want to get burned. Your feet got burned pretty bad.
Yeah, they did.
Because you weren't covering your feet.
No, I couldn't. And it genuinely, I got blisters. I got 2 blisters. Just 2. Not too many.
Just two. Yeah.
But like,
grown men, Soviet men, crying for their mothers
yeah.
was a sight to behold.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, everybody would run out back into the cold water and just like... tss.
Dude, I dunked my feet on that water, in that cold water.
Yeah.
And you know when you like dunk something cold, like something hot on a really cold water, how like bubbles like out of like just the heat escaping.
Yeah.
I dunked my feet and like bubbles kind of like
Yeah.
up, and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And we did it twice.
Twice. And the first time I did it, I walked up and this guy was telling me about it. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to do this. This doesn't sound very healthy or safe at all. But then this little girl walked right past me and went on in. And I was like,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it is. Fine. It's not. She was built different. Built different.
Is a Russian
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
I don't know why what you were expecting.
That's true. That's true.
But this was an awesome experience that we had for bonding.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it with the team. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
And that just solidified our bond a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, no trip happens without troubles, right?
Yes.
Without friction, things getting in the way. What were some expected and unexpected challenges that you faced that God, kind of showed the way, if you will?
A little bit was adjusting to the time, because the way that we were doing it was going to bed early and then waking up early. I'm usually going to bed late, waking up not early,
Yeah.
but not late. Because for work,
Yeah.
but that's like early for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was like already like had breakfast, getting dressed, like already getting ready and starting working.
Yeah.
While here I would be waking up.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit different to adjust, but it was manageable. I feel like those were the only things that yeah, those were the only things that I would say that I like struggled with, and I had to like adjust myself to it.
Yeah. We had a pretty good team. I mean, there wasn't any drama, there wasn't any problems.
No, there wasn't.
Everybody was so just ready to go.
Yeah, everybody was ready to help. Hey, like what am I like? How can I help? How can I make this better?
It does help that we've been there before, so I've been able to tell people, like, when they say we're gonna pick you up at 8, it could be 7:45, it could be 10 o'clock.
Dude, Kazakhstan is real.
Kazakhstan, it happens.
They're on their own time.
They are.
You never know what it is.
Nope.
You never know what it is.
And there's always time for more tea. Always.
Yes, that I did enjoy.
Yeah.
I got the opportunity to try different Chinese teas that Daniel was able to get and show his passion for tea so much that I actually started a little bit of a passion for tea, and I'm doing it at home. We've been doing it a couple times with our friends, and just to have a little bit of community and like enjoy.
Yeah,
like,
it's cool fellowship outreach.
Yeah,
you know?
it's been a good fellowship and just enjoying some tea.
Yeah.
But definitely enjoying tea in like upper 90-degree weather with no AC is definitely an adjustment.
It definitely is.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Daniel does it, and he does it so well. We have
Yes.
2 episodes already out with Daniel. So if you want to know more about him and his ministry and his passions, go check it out.
And in one of those, we're drinking tea.
That's right. And it was really, really hot. That one was also at like 1 a.m. We have to stop.
Yeah, we do.
have to stop doing it so late.
We do.
What time is it now? It's almost tomorrow.
It is.
Yeah.
It's 11:45.
Yeah. Now, let's kind of shift and talk about the ways that God showed himself, the way that God got us through whatever we thought was impossible. I mean, first of all, getting there sometimes seems impossible, right? But God got us there. We were safe. All our luggage got there and back. One flight did get bumped, but we got to stay in Turkey for a day.
Yeah, our connecting flight on the way back got delayed by a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So we got stuck in Istanbul for an extra day.
Well, I would say, we were stuck, but they did give us a hotel,
Yeah.
and that hotel had AC.
Yeah, as soon as I touched that bed, like
you were
I
gone.
zonked.
You were gone.
I woke up in the year later.
I texted you. I was like, yo, me and Austin are chilling downstairs. You want to join? And no response
No
for
response,
hours.
dude. No.
Hours. How long you sleep? Like 16 hours?
Like 12.
12 hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
16 is a lot. Yeah, 12. Yeah. But, I mean, God got us through that.
Yeah, he did.
He gave us the peace of mind. He gave us that assurance that he's in control.
It also kind of worked out because it made us just feel a lot more secure on that we were going to be in time to the gate, that we were not rushing
Oh, yeah,
to the other
we
plane. We had a 1 hour layover, so we were going to
Yeah.
have to run to the other plane, literally run.
And you can't run in airports, so that's a problem.
Yeah, you can.
We're not allowed to. The hall monitor gets you.
You can't. I can. I'm built different.
Fair enough.
I just say Guatemalan rules and then just
Guatemalan rules!
Temple run.
Yeah.
No, boy. We would had to literally run to the other plane to be able to get. And fun fact, Istanbul is the largest airport in the world,
Thing is huge.
and
It's amazing, though. It's
honestly,
really cool.
it is. But honestly, I don't think we would have made it with that hour. I don't think we would have made it.
I think we would have, but
It would have been really close. So I was just glad that we had an extra day, that we
Yeah.
had peace of mind, that we didn't have to rush.
yeah. But another kind of win for God, if you put it that way, I guess, is how easy it was to connect with our brothers and sisters over there. Like, we don't speak their language, but we were playing Uno for way too long. Danny, do you want to tell everybody how long you and Austin were playing Uno for?
So me and Austin started playing Uno around 11 p.m. We went until 2 a.m. with all the Kazakhs and Michael.
2:30.
It was like 2:30 because
I
Michael was losing every single game.
I made the mistake of saying I'm not going to leave until I win because I wanted to stay for a while.
So
And it was like,
everybody just decided to make Michael's day end.
it was 3.5 hours and nobody let me win.
No.
Anyway, so I go to bed at 2:30.
And then everybody goes to bed soon afterwards. And then it was just Austin, another Cossack girl, and me just chilling playing Uno. We kept playing Uno until 5 a.m. That's when she decided to just say, no, I'm going to call it. I'm going to go to bed. And by that point, we had seen the sunrise because we wanted to see the sunrise. It was cool to see the sunrise. And then me and Austin look at each other and we were like, dude, it would be funny if Michael walks in the next morning and then just sees us right there where we were when he left.
These two bumbling idiots had the biggest smile on their face.
Dude, it was just for we were just playing for the memes because we also decided to like just keep playing nonstop. We literally played nonstop Uno from 11 p.m. to 7:15 a.m.
You worked a full 8-hour shift with just Uno.
Yeah, it was nonstop games of Uno. Like, we literally did not stop at all. Like, I just want to reiterate, like, I want to emphasize it a lot. We did not stop playing Uno
That's
until
correct.
7 a.m.
Now,
But when you walked in, it was worth it.
seeing your faces did bring me joy. But what was cool is that after the camp, you had so many more friends. Because
I
Uno game.
literally just said Uno around the halls, and everyone was like, nah! Because everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time. But, like, it shouldn't be that easy to create relationships.
No, it shouldn't.
And
Especially the difference in culture,
Yeah.
language. It shouldn't be that easy to make friends.
but it is. Because God's there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was one of the biggest things, or the biggest ways that God was like, yeah, I'm here, I'm in charge.
Yes.
That was amazing. Side note, I mean, I've been going to Kazakhstan for a while in Almaty, and it is beautiful. Like they
Yes.
have built it up. I mean, uh, like we would go out at night, and there would just be lights all over the streets with kids playing out, and it's such a cool place to be.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm blessed to be able to know so many people there.
Same here. I was blessed to have the opportunity of going and being part of this amazing team and just building relationships, building friendships, and just having so many people be a blessing to my life when I was trying to be a blessing to theirs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, and that's our missions trip.
Yeah.
That was our Kazakh trip, 2024.
And I can't wait for the next year.
That's right, 2025. I think that's a good way to end it.
Yes.
I will say that's a really nice hat.
Thank you.
Where'd you get it?
Followers by design.
Oh yeah, it's embroidered now. We're fancy because we have embroidery.
Yes. Go shop our merch.
All right. Have a good evening. It's almost morning for us, so
Peace.
see you later.